got the Dolby Vision popping. I'm the colorist on top. Film density so heavy, it's like I'm never gonna drop. Grading scenes with precision, making colors vivid through the darkest corners. My art, you must admit it. No ordinary gangster. I'm a colorist on the streets. I mix the hues and shades, making visuals complete. From the darkest shadows to the brightest sunlit sky. Paint a masterpiece, that's what you can't deny. Ain't no match for my grading skills. I'm the champion, like a visual illusion. I'll leave you in a trance, man. With magic on the screen, I create a sensation. The colors that I manifest, they cause a revelation. Step into my sweet jams where the magic happens. Balancing the tones, I control the captain's cabin. Highlights popping, mid-tones just right. Black so deep, they like the dead of night. I bend the gamma, curve the line. Craft every shot to look so fine. Rep 2020, wide gamut in play. Ace pipeline, set the visual array. Colors so real, they stretch beyond the norm. In Rep 709, I standardize the form. Log profiles give the latitude I need. Crafting colors like the visuals lead. Color wheel spinning, it's a visual feast. In the booth, I'm a beast. On the screen, a masterpiece. Contrast high, shadows deep. Got the look so sleek. Every frame, every scene, make the colors speak. Make the colors speak.
What's up, guys? Did I fucking do it right this time? Hey, Koala. What's happening? Jesus Christ, I'm loud. Let me fix that real quick. How's that? A little better? Yeah, it's a little better. We got Bardicus Maximus, Bartman Dude in the chat. We got Koala. Welcome. Yeah, it's been a while. Work has been crazy. Haven't been feeling well. God, I haven't flown a drone since I got back from my trip, so more than a month. Just been still fucking with my footage and working on music a lot. Which, by the way, self-plug here. Got my album coming out on Saturday everywhere. Be on the lookout for that if you're a metalhead. And so you know how it is. Hope everyone has had a decent whatever fucking month this is, August so far. God damn, man, I'm a wreck. Yeah, so today we're gonna take another stab at doing some GoPro settings. And I've actually prepared a little bit of material this time instead of be like, just set your shit to this. I actually want to kind of illustrate the rationale behind why I choose the settings that I do. Specifically surrounding resolution and aspect ratio. Plus a little bit of GoPro trickery that we'll get into more. If you want to hear some of the singles that I've released, I've got 5 singles out now, I think. There's 14 tracks on the album, I believe. Could be 13. No, it's 14. 14 tracks on the album, but there's 5 tracks. 4 tracks, I think. I don't know. I've lost track. Hey. Yeah, so we're going to talk a little bit more about GoPro. A little more comprehensive, but also we're going to talk about some of the things that are kind of apply to all action cameras in general. And also, I'm going to be really pushing people like Koala to use Gyroflow. So, I have a feeling he's already used it, and that's the big surprise. I don't know, we'll see. I have not seen your video yet, man. So, with that, let's go to the tiny cam so my big ass head isn't in the way. Hey, look at me go! Oh, what the fuck? I don't know. First up, we got Fly by James, Waterfalls, Hidden Falls. Pretty sure we haven't seen this one yet. Yeah, the music should give you anxiety. Ooh, sound design. Alright, don't cheat me, YouTube. Make other people's shit look like dog shit. Come on. Lots of denoising happening there. That's a dark area, dude. Really good job on capturing the dynamic range between the shadows and the highlights. Like, the sky is just underblown out. God damn, you got some big old balls, man. Oh, this is beautiful. What happened to the sound design? James, you can't dick tease us with sound design and not follow through, bro. By the way, welcome, James. I see you in the chat there. You got some big old balls, man. You're getting really good at those gaps, dude. That's beautiful. Oh, there's some sound. Very cool, James. Appreciate the submission there. We got Bartman dude with FPV Patio Pilots. Patio Pilots Club, Raxus Crackerjack 2.5 Cinewhoop 03 manual exposure.
Cowboy.
There he is.
Boy.
Well, I'm packing up my game and I'ma head out west, where real women come equipped with scripts and fake press. Find a nest in the hills, chill like Flint. Buy an old drop top, find a spot to pimp. Then I'm a kid rocking up and down your block.
Yeah, the exposure looks really good, dude.
Lots of crotch, buy a yacht with a flag saying chillin' the most. Then rock that bitch up and down the coast. Give a toast to the sun, drink with the stars. Get thrown in the mix and tossed out of bars. Sip the Tijuana, I wanna roam, find
Looks like they weren't too heavy on the denoise. That's an odd space. Is that your property or your neighbor's property? You live in a weird neighborhood, man. Yeah, he really does. He really does make 03 look good. Very well done, my guy. You running an ND filter? Seeing some pretty silky motion blur there. Looks like you might be at 90 degrees instead of 180. It's hard to tell.
Like dust in the wind. I once was lost, but now I'm just blind. Palm trees and weeds, scab knees and rice.
I don't think it looks a tad over sharpened. He brought out a lot of detail in the midtones, which is kind of like sharpening. Oh my fucking god, are you fucking serious right now, bro? Yeah, Bart, you really do make 03 look good, bud. Yeah, dude, I don't know how you avoid those wires. I can't even see them as you're flying towards them. You almost ate shit that last time. So many wires. So many wires, so many easements. That's a weird place to have an easement. It's not like there's a power line running through there or something. Sort of like a big gas line or something. Super strange. There's another one on this side too, right? Who the fuck knows? Bart, I think he pulled a lot of really good detail out of the midtones without frying it. You maintained a good bit of the dynamic range. You didn't over denoise it because you didn't lose the detail in like the wood grain and the grass especially. But it's pretty fucking clean. I don't know if I'm seeing YouTube compression or maybe an encoding issue on your end. Probably YouTube compression, because I'm watching it on a large monitor, so... Yeah, you got that exposure dialed in, dude. It is like perfect for this lighting. White balance is a little on the cool side. Nice, little thumbs up too. Bye guys. Very cool. Thanks, Bartman. Bardicus. Let's make sure we show some love here. And then we got 8-Bit. I don't know if he's in the chat or not. Skirch and Air 75 built to shred. Beta FPV Air 75. Bunch of hashtags. Probably just another tiny whip, right? Let's see what we've got. Oh, we got the tunes though. Yeah, Koala, shadows will be cooler, but the sunset will be warmer. That's how I know that the white balance is a little on the cool side. Because sulfur in the atmosphere will push sunlight towards red as it gets lower to the horizon, so using a color chart at sunset is going to fuck you. Yo, Lambo! What up, big dog? Good to see ya. God damn, baby, you hitting some gaps, bro. What was this, durability test? Holy shit. Uh-oh. Oh, there you are. This is a good tune. I love it. Thank you. I dig it. Oh no, your processor's overheating, dog. Yeah, I think 8-Bit and I met on TikTok. If I recall. I don't think he posts there anymore. I know he posted a lot when I was doing FPV After Dark. It was always a welcome addition to the evening. Oh, 88C. Holy crap, dude. That thing is getting hot. It shouldn't really get above 70 with proper ventilation. It overheats fast. I'm guessing it's an F4. Or is it one of them Kiss Ultra V69 or whatever? I don't know, it's just a tiny wheel, but I have no idea. It it sounds like the Tiny Whoop's asking a lot of the CPU if it's overheating that fast. That's hot. Now I know the desert's hot. Trust me, I've spent plenty of time flying out there. I know how it works, man. That's why I know to be concerned about CPU temperatures out in the desert. Silly man. Oh, Paris Hilton can die in a fire. I don't give a shit. Holy. Not feeling good tonight. But I decided to have the stream anyway, guys. I mean, what's the matter, Papa Nomad? I'm dying, Koala. That's what the matter is. I'm fucking old. My shit's all falling apart. I'm just slowly dying. Are you fucking kidding me? The fuck? Asshole. Okay. Baked Alaska's on desert. Drink one. Yeah, drink one or thanks. I didn't think of that one. Thanks, friggin' 8-bit. Okay, here's the big one that I've been told to watch out for. Taiwan Sunrise by Mr. Koala himself. I'm excited for this one. He does some really good shit. But he says there's a special surprise in this one for you. Wonder if you'll notice. I don't know. Let's find out. Look at that OSD. Shit's tight around the edges, man. All clean. Super clean.
What up, guys? With the homies.
Dude, this looks good.
You're watching Koala FTV.
Oh. What is that, 21 by 9? Yo, Rob, what's up, dog? Good to see you, man. Music's pretty good, too. She's ultra. Nobody fucking cares. Just playing, man. You got the COVID. Oh, shit, man. Sorry to hear that. I think I got the gun of herpessyphilades. Plus COVID. Plus whatever the hell is eating away at my spine, turning it into paste. Yeah, well, what can you do, right? You gotta prioritize. I mean, no camera's perfect. No, your analog camera does not have more dynamic range. It has a compressed histogram. That's not the same as dynamic range, depending upon where you measure. You wouldn't be able to grade it for shit. But I see your point. Like, fucking... I don't think 03, but there was a camera I had, Polar Pro on the Vista. That thing had wicked dynamic range on it. Plus it was a Starlight camera. But it was a compressed histogram, that sort of thing. Sort of the same thing as all the gimmicky HDR modes for like GoPro and fucking... whatchamacallit. Well, I notice your horizon's not twisted, so there's that. I know you don't have all of this, I could tell you got gyro flow with this shit. Let me put it that way. Or you don't have a twisty, you look like you used an anamorphic adapter on the GoPro. There's some anamorphic distortion there, or you just cropped it or stretched it. I'm seeing some odd distortion, but it's not bad at all. It's not ugly, it's not distracting. This is absolutely beautiful, man. You really did a good job on this one. Just, you know, feel it right there. The opening was great, too. Yeah, I know you don't have the lens distortion correction turned all the way up, but you got a little bit in there, and you don't have a twisted horizon. Looks like you got a little bit wider field of view as well. Well, you don't have to use gyroflow to get my seal of approval, dude. But not having... Okay, so it looks like you stretched the 16:9. Because I see your head is fucking stretched, bro. Look at those feet. Holy shit.
Oh, you want to see?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, one sec. Let's see.
Bart, that's up to you, dude. So, Koala obviously used stabilization in the GoPro. He just didn't use the hyperview camera, which is what gives that fucking S-shaped hyperview and superview give you the S-shaped horizon. Just regular wide with the built-in stabilization, that's pretty much the same as using gyroflow on default settings. So that was very good, Koala. I'm glad I waited for that, and I'm really glad I watched it. So, like I said, I haven't flown since I got back. So I got this travel vlog thing. One of the millions of campsites my wife and I found. 8x7, yeah. Boom. Well, I'm gonna go over a little bit of aspect ratio math here in a little while. So hopefully you might find some insights. But you're trending in the right direction, definitely. Yeah, I can tell you stretched it manually. That was certainly a choice. Looked good from the air, but as soon as you got to something where you know what the aspect ratio is supposed to look like your face or your feet, you could definitely tell it was stretched. But in the air, really didn't make that much of a difference, the distortion. I could pick up on it, but it wasn't like, this is ugly. It was like, hey, that's a little bit different. So, no, very good, dude. Very good. All right, so dispersed campsite with multicam editing. So this was a single one shot with the NC360 X4 that I edited into 3 separate clips, and then kind of used multicam editing in Resolve to cut it as though I had multiple cameras. 41%, that'll work. Let's take a little walk through this pretty badass campsite we found. Hi, honey. Yes, I'm packing heat, in case you're wondering. Check this. So there's you should be really proud of it, Koala. It was really, really good. It's a significant step forward, I think, in grading as well. Check this shit out. See this big ass rock right here? But you seem to have a natural talent for evoking emotion out of your viewers, and that's sort of just chilling here. That's good. So keep going, man.
This right here, coolest fire ring in the world.
Yeah, that overlook was so badass.
It's got trash in it, but These rocks, I don't understand how they're just like balanced here all over the place. Like, if it rains, that shit's gonna go, dude. That's crazy. These could go at any moment. That's insane.
Yeah, suffice to say I didn't jump on them. So this was a spot in
That view, that
central southern Utah, I want to say, called New Area 51, which is really weird. And it is actually a government testing facility. I don't know what they test there, but it's BLM, like we're on BLM land right there, but we're really close to like testing ranges and shit like that. There's trails and whatnot out there. So that day I was packing a Ruger 9mm. It was extended mag.
Where the fuck do you go, honey?
My wife carries a 45. The Springfield XD, is it?
Hey, so
With an extended
given
mag.
the rapid geological change we've been seeing in the last few days,
When she
let's not
carries.
walk under any of these fucking things. Especially if it starts raining.
No, we didn't check for radiation. We just sort of, I don't know. Fuck it, right?
It's fucking amazing, though.
I don't
isn't
think
it?
it was like a nuclear
What a
test
spot.
range. There were some buildings and such that they used for testing certain things. I don't know, but there was no like destructive evidence.
Like a fire
Other than the
pit
fact that the
against
land is
some
quite
man.
scald, and you can tell there's
Wish
tons of
we got some
erosion.
wood. There ain't shit out
No
here.
koala, never needed to use it.
Not shit one.
I had a lot of money in the car, obviously.
Probably could have bought
And
some wood.
it makes people
One of
polite.
the two loves are across the street
So,
from each other.
That's why I was carrying it.
It's not cool out here
Oh,
either.
I got you, Rob.
What a sunset.
Yeah, definitely.
Here you go, Rob. You get a bunch of money.
That's interesting. I don't know what that is. Oh, man.
Yeah, the problem with carrying a sidearm, like when I travel, do long haul drives, I like to wear like sandals and you know shorts and a t-shirt or something like that.
I guess I could put.
And that's not a good look. You know how goofy you look
Realistically.
carrying a sidearm with fucking sandals?
Take as a quarter 20.
Complete
I
poser.
could put my fucking mini micro studio 4K G2 on this stick and walk around with it. I think that would be kind of dumb, but also kind of cool. Yeah, so we had a ton of flights to the Helion. Thing has become the workhorse. Super reliable, super consistent, goes out super long range, super fast, probably illegally so. I need to sit down. Jesus Christ. Kind of squat on one of these rocks. Oh, look, another fire pit. Yeah, so Helion's been the workhorse.
But I did have a confrontation out and in the
Cinema
desert
has
with
been-
a creepy dude, and I will do that
Obviously,
video.
if you're watching this,
I actually had to chase his ass
you
down
finish this or whatever,
and confront him.
You know, there's not going to be
He was doing some rather creepy shit to my wife out in the middle of the desert. So,
I can't figure out what's wrong with it.
and I got that on the
Thought it might have been
S360.
interference.
I don't know if I'll be able to get the actual conversation out, but you can see I made my point without having to
Fucking something,
brandish or,
but like
you know,
sometimes
do anything ridiculous.
I plug it into Betaflight on my little tiny computer, fires up. I got 26 satellites on it the other night. Plug in the battery, same thing. Boom. Immediately afterwards, right? But then, like, hours later, I only get 11 satellites. Next day, I'll get 0.
He walked.
So,
he came over and took pictures of my wife, and then got in his car and drove off.
There, but
Didn't talk to us or anything.
Even hooked it up, took the battery off, and turned my.
We were
radio
like
off,
deep in the desert, and there was nothing but really hard trails. He was driving some
and it had a pretty
fucking
wide sky, so I have no idea what the fuck.
It was a
problem is.
Hyundai with the little pickup truck looking fucking
The
thing.
healing has
It's
proven
supposed to be
itself
like off-road or whatever.
Extraordinary.
So I was easily able to
speed
catch him on the
is
trails in the
second to
Durango.
none.
The Durango had a
Go long
5.7
range,
liter
you
Hemi.
know, You got lithium-ion packs, and you're out kind of crawling up the mountain and whatnot. Well, I decided I'd do long range a little differently. I like.
But I mean, like, what a stupid thing to do, right? You're out in the desert by yourself on a weekday. It's fucking weird, man.
From the FAA watching this video now. And just go do my thing, right? So I get about 6 to 7 minutes of flight time out of one of my 5,200 milliamp hour lipos. But the thing of it is,
Thanks,
I can
Bart.
cover so
Appreciate
much
that.
fucking ground, man.
I still have so much more I need to go through.
Fast.
This one was kind of my
It's
first attempt at doing
it's a little shaky
multicam
wind, like high wind,
with the
and we're talking,
360.
like, peaks and shit. As
I
you
still have a
come
bunch
over
of
this-
Action 4 footage to go through that my wife shot, and more drone footage, I think.
It's good shit. What are you doing, wife?
She found mountain lion tracks.
What? Oh, fuck. Mountain lion?
You can definitely hear my don't give a fuck attitude.
Huh.
There's here, here, there's 2 here, there's 1 there, there's 1 there,
Huh.
and there's
Yeah,
4
Bart,
up
I've
there.
kind of slowed down a little bit working on my music. Basically cranked out 13 songs in a month and a half.
I mean,
The nice thing about being a solo artist is I don't get into arguments with the drummer because I am the drummer.
Maybe it was just a really fat fucking squirrel. Oh, check out the rain out there, babe.
Yeah, I know. I've been taking pictures of it at varying intervals.
Oh, okay.
I do play guitar. I have played for
Get some
about
chairs out,
40
some
years,
Mosquito mitigating stuff.
Yeah, you've been feeling some.
Yep.
which when I finally did the math, I was like, holy fucking
I'll get
shit.
out the cougar sticks. All right, well, whatever. We'll either be fine or we'll get eaten. There's really nothing we can do about it. I could shoot him.
You see just the flash for a moment on my face of the eager husband that just wants to shoot something. Hey, 8-Bit, how you doing?
Don't know how old the tracks are.
Thanks, Bart. Appreciate that. I have the advantage of technology because I can quantize my audio now, so my arpeggios are always perfectly on time. And saying the drums are MIDI, it's a MIDI drum kit. So I got a Roland V drums, and the drums are MIDI, so I get to quantize those as well. So the recording sounds a lot better than what I actually do. But it all started because I started practicing scales again, and then I was like, hey, if I just move the scale around on the fingerboard, I make a song. Amazing. Did I give you the love? No. These flippers. Okay, what do we got? Rob Groove, Sunrise and Lockup Axos Grease, FPV Cruise. This is probably going to be another really good one. So here we go. Yeah. I do that too, man. I fade out my drone audio, either completely or down so it's low enough to stay under the music. Yeah, it looks beautiful, man. Let me make sure I'm getting 4K. Oh, I see halation there. Damn, you're fucking sending it, bro. Shit, I gotta get out there. What resolution was your action cam, Rob? You just realized that, 8-bit? Yeah, and if you chat, the little chat bubble comes up over your guy. Yeah, see? Damn, dude, that's fucking sick. Being able to see right down through the water like that. Yeah, I see a lot of aliasing. And I keep thinking I see some jello. You got vibration issues with that quad? It's not something I usually see from you. It's only when you're like high throttle and like sustaining it. Usually when you're climbing. Could also just be my eyes, so. But yeah, that shot pointing down, that was sick, bro. Being able to see through the water and see the floor. Oh, 8-bit, you want to get with me to learn stream things? So what is that location? Is that where you live, dude? Very cool. Thanks for that, Rob. Really appreciate it. I think that is it. Hey, look at that. We made it. What is this? Greetings. Cool. Yeah, shut up. Yeah, that was a sweet pad too. So we're talking GoPros today. Again, we talked about setting the white balance to something static last time, right? It doesn't really matter that much unless you're super anal about it. It doesn't matter that much if it's native or if you have it set to like daylight, because I don't know if you're like me, most of the time, 99% of the time, I'm flying a drone outside. I tend not to go outside when it's super rainy or super cloudy. Sometimes I do, but most of the time it's sunny or some variation thereof. So I've come to, just because I'm lazy, I set my GoPros to daylight, and then it makes post that much easier. But the point of it is, it doesn't change. The thing I neglected to talk about last time was aspect ratio and resolution. We talked way back in the when did the GoPro Nano be nano enough to tiny whoop it? I mean, you can tiny whoop one. You just got to go like 4S. And super high RPM, dude. You can generate enough lift to carry a GoPro. Whether or not you can actually fly it, that's a totally different thing. A large petroleum fella, big oily guy. What's up, dog? And that was a cool video, Rob. I appreciate it, and I appreciate the little insight to where you hang. So yeah, we're talking about aspect ratio today. I did a little bit of math here. So really, the two common, really, Hero 9 and Hero 10 are roughly the same. Hero 11 and 12 are roughly the same. I know a lot of people will film 16:9 and then maybe run it through GyroFlow. But really, what we talked about way back in the whole color grading 101 was signal integrity, right? We want to carry as much detail and information through the entire pipeline as possible, and only discard it when we're actually rendering our final product. So here we have our pixel counts, and 16:9 on the Hero 9 and 10, 5.3K, it's 15.8 million pixels. Same thing on the 16:9, 5.3K on the Hero 11 and 12. The big difference, though, on the Hero 10, you don't have 8:7, but you have 4:3. And while it looks like visually smaller, it's more pixels. And when you end up stretching that out to stabilize it, you lose less pixels out in the corners. And then as you get closer to a square 8:7 here, you got 24.6 million pixels, which is significantly more than the 16:9 counterpart. That's why 8:7 is so powerful. So yeah, that kind of brings us into GyroFlow here. And this is like, I don't know about you guys, but sometimes, I'm pretty active on TikTok. No, I don't do the fucking dances. I just post my shit on TikTok. TikTok and Reels, pretty much vertical video only. For TikTok, I haven't figured out, like, if you post a native 16:9 like landscape video, it'll give the user an option to go full screen. Cool. Metrics say that's not great. So vertical video is really where it's at for these platforms. And the 8:7, like the closer to square you get, the more you kind of get to the more freedom you get to work with different aspect ratios. And that was one of the big selling points of the 8:7 sensor, was being able to crop for vertical without, taking the 16:9 image and just slicing the middle of it and losing so much. And this is just to give you an example of what GyroFlow does differently for landscape versus portrait. So I'm going to load up the 8:7 wide lens profile, and there's a 16:9 image that you guys will come to love. What do we got that set to? 10 and okay. So shouldn't be any screeching audio on this one. So this is, what you expect, right? And if we come out and see what's been stretched, we're stretching the shit out of the corners, but we're not losing that much field of view because, well, you can recover quite a bit of it if you take the lens correction down a little bit. You can get more of it back if you like a little bit of curve. So that's 50% lens correction straight. Everyone should do 69. Okay. 16:9. Yeah. I mean, it largely depends on your application, right? I've always been against vertical video, but trying to actually do something with stupid ass social media means I got to conform to some of the standards. I guess the next thing for me is stick cam. Everyone's doing stick cam. I don't get it. That's fine. I mean, who really wants to watch my stick cam as I'm flying smoothly through the air? That's not hard. I'm not doing any tricks that nobody else can do. So, who gives a shit, really, at the end of the day? So you notice when I take the 8:7 out to 16:9, it really pulls the corners out. Now, let me flip the script here. I hit that little gear icon over here on the right side, and you get all these different aspect ratios. Right, 17:9 is a little bit wider than 16:9, so it just stretches out a little bit. But the piece de resistance here is the 9x16, which stretches it vertically. And now you see what happens. The distortion is very different because it's trying to get as many pixels into that 9x16 frame as possible. So it's so much more pixels than running it through Gyrostow. Fuck, I can never say that word. Running it through Gyroflow, and then like exporting 16:9 and then taking a crop of that. You get that nice rapid speed effect toward the bottom instead of the sides. So this can be very useful if you want to do vertical video. But going back to your action cam, you want as square as possible of original acquisition. And GoPro wide is the non-digital lens. Like what the other digital lenses do, there's one that the linear one, which does the rectilinear distortion correction for you. There's hyperview, which is it kind of stretches the sides out and mashes it towards the middle to give you the apparent feel of a wider field of view. Superview and hyperview sort of do that. And then when you tack on the built-in stabilization there, you're losing a lot more pixels, or really you don't have any control over how many pixels you're losing. So, yeah, even if I'm going to do an overlay or I'm going to crop in, like, I'll do an overlay of like by DVR, I'll probably still export this out instead of 16:9. But this is like, even in 60 minutes, so let me pull that away. You still got plenty of field of view. It doesn't feel crowded, doesn't feel cramped, right? You have the same field of view you have in, well, slightly less because it's 8:7. If it was a 1:1, holy shit, Rob got blown the fuck up. If it was a 1:1 perfectly square sensor, then you'd have the exact same field of view vertically or horizontally. So you have 1/7 of your horizontal width less in degrees, radians, I guess, of field of view when you're in 9:16 versus 16:9. It's just math, kids. So you can also, if you really wanted to, you can do 4:3, which is still stabilized, still rectilinear. So if we look at this, we're just same sort of thing as 16:9, but we're stretching a little bit less in the corners. And like I said, there is 1:1, and that's going to give you 4648 by 4648. So, I mean, if you wanted to do a stabilized square for like Instagram or something like that, and you didn't want to do the vertical reels shit, this is an option as well. And these types of these output sizes are going to be, I mean, yes, they're built in, but we could maybe, let's do some math here. Let me pull up this shit here. So if my width is going to be 5312, oh wait, I'm going to go 21 and 9. Width's going to be 5312. And it's going to be, so I'll unlock this. I go 53 12 by 2278. So here's the thing you guys probably don't understand when you're using Gyroflow. Yes, you got presets, right? But because there is a distortion model in the lens calibration, shit, where'd you guys go? There you are. FX reframe is meh. It's just meh. So this is an actual anamorphic aspect ratio. And if we look at the stretch here, you can see it's stretched pretty hard in the corners and the top. I'm losing a lot of vertical space. That's to be expected, but it's still more field of view than if I took my 16:9 and chopped the top and the bottom off of it. So yes, you have a bunch of presets here, but because there's a lens distortion model, you can put in whatever aspect ratio you want. You see what I'm saying? So if you wanted to do a 21:9 Koala, I'm looking at you. This would be where you want to go to make sure you don't have any weird distortion, right? And you can, like I said before, let's pull back out here. You want to, if you want to get a little bit more in the corners, you can roll that out, and is that still set right? You know, you can just reduce your shit, or I want to get too low because then it will be really twitchy. So like a 1.5%, which would be 0.015, I believe, on the current version in like the Windows Store or the mobile apps. They just changed that. You know, you can recover quite a bit. But yeah, so if you wanted to do like a ultra widescreen like this, Gyroflow is the way to go to get it to stretch properly. Because if like my face, I don't know if I can see it here. See how I'm not flat? See how it looks relatively normal there? As opposed to Koala's big fucking clown shoe flipper things that he had in at the end of his video. Because he just took his 8x7 and just stretched it out to 21 by 9. And in the air, I think that's totally acceptable. But when you get into things that you recognize, right, it's going to get a little, man, the fucking hell. Excuse me for a second while I deal with my fucking bullshit. Yeah, when you get in the air, not a big deal. You get down to stuff where you can see where you have an expectation that it's going to look a certain way. It's going to get a little bit complex there, but you can go completely fucking stupid with this. It'll do its best. Like 1080. Yeah, it'll do its best. You can be as stupid as you want to be, though. That's entirely up to you. So if like you had a big video wall that you needed to fill, like the aspect ratio of all the objects towards the center are still proper. It's just heavily cropped now. The further away you get from a 1-to-1 square, the bigger the crop against the original image is going to be. But using the distortion model is going to ensure that you keep as much data as possible in your export so that you maintain the most data integrity. It wasn't stretched. He was just shooting with an anamorphic lens. Who was it? Somebody did that not too long ago. Somebody had an anamorphic adapter for the GoPro, and I thought it was really cool. Was that you, Lambo? I can't remember who did that, but it was definitely cool. So yeah, you can fuck with this all you want. Any aspect ratio you want. And Gyroflow will do the math based on the distortion model in the lens profile and make sure everything doesn't get weird. Almost bought one for the iPhone. I can't bring myself to buy accessories for the iPhone camera. I just can't. And I mean, you got to piss with the cock you got. The iPhone camera is no slouch. I think it's good enough for when I need to shoot. I'm not trying to make serious video with the iPhone though. So, yeah. That is aspect ratio and the GoPro and really any action cam settings, right? So like, well, shit, let me pull it up here. Let me pull up. Let's grab. Oh, you guys want to see something funny? Oh, I can't do it. Never mind. Let's grab this one. No. I might have to do that because I think I did my own distortion model for this. Oh, it's so slow loading the fucking gyro data from DJI files. That's a really great question, 8-bit. I will jump into that in just a moment. I think that's a really good question. You can use you can strictly use optical flow for stabilization. In some cases, it can work. Most cases with drone footage, it's not great. There are some AI products out there that can do stabilization pretty well. Resolve is okay-ish at it. It's gotten better. Okay, so that's fucking yuck. So obviously also the level of shake will determine the amount of crop and loss of fucking whatchamacallit, right? So in this case, this was a 4x3, 3840 by 2880, which is a little bit more than 4K. And then stretching out to 16 by 9, I don't lose that much. It would be greater if it was a square sensor, but, you know, got to piss with the cock you got. So let me change gears here. Yeah, we're going to exit. That's such a good question. 8-bit. Yeah, I'll download that later. So let's do something I know there's no gyro data for. How about some goggle DVR? That sounds fun. Is that what this is? Yeah. Let's try that. And just tits and pickles will change the frame rate. Let me fix this project here so it's still set up for HDR. Okay. So this is 16:9 source video, obviously. I'm not going to hide my Latin launch. Anybody knows where this fucking is. It's right off the highway in southern Utah. Looks like this is the X8. Anywhere caging went super accessory cage is great. 45 macro neat wide angle lens. You know, I used to do a lot of. I used to try to do before I bought a bunch of cinema cameras when I was this is back in like Samsung S7, LG V20 days. It's when phone makers, well, the iPhone took off with phone quality or camera quality, and then the Pixel followed shortly thereafter. And then the rest of the phone makers were like, hey, maybe we should put some effort into this computational photography bullshit. And then people, you know, LG started catching up and whatnot. So I actually tried to start making like serious videos with just a cell phone. I did some stuff that was actually pretty cool, but nothing compared to what I can do with a cinema camera or drone or GoPro even, right? GoPros destroy most phones and outside of like, I think the S24 is amazing. The Pixel 6, 7, 8, I don't know what they're up to. The Pixel has been great. Samsung, almost all the Samsung phones are great. You know, I have a fucking 13-inch iPad Pro that has a great camera on it. I don't know why. I don't know what I'm going to use it for. But so, yeah, we got some footage here. I don't know how well this is going to work because we have static OSD elements and I've got the props, top and bottom sets of props in the shot there. So let's pull it down the timeline. Actually, let's cut this down a little bit. Let's just take a really simple, okay, there we go. And there, okay. So we'll take that out here. Head over to the color page. And this little guy here, this little icon, the tracker window, and we got to change it to stabilizer. So, they've completely revamped how the stabilizer works in Resolve, even for the, like, if this were Blackmagic RAW footage, I'd have an option for gyro down here, which I'll be honest is not that great. That's why I still use GyroFlow for my Blackmagic files. But there's 3 different methods you can use: perspective, similarity, and transition. Perspective tries to analyze the 3D perspective of objects moving in the scene, or rather how the camera's moving through 3D objects. It used to be hit or miss whether or not that worked like at all. You get a lot of warbles and shit. What it can do, perspective can correct rolling shutter distortion. So jello, it can fix that to some degree if the frequency is too high. Like if it's a vibration and it's causing multiple waves, it can't fix that. But if it's like a rapid pan with a slow scanning shutter and everything kind of does this, it'll fix that. And then there's similarity, which it basically looks at the pixels and be like, well, this pixel was over here before. Now it looks like it's over here. And it's a 2D type of thing. So if there's any kind of 3D bumps or anything like that, it can't fix that. And translation, which unfortunately doesn't include rotation, just stabilizes based on optical flow, horizontal and vertical pan and tilt, but no roll, and definitely nothing on the Z-axis. So we will try perspective first. Just leave everything at defaults and hit stabilize. This might not be as fast on your computer, by the way. All right, so it cropped it quite a bit. And you can see it's a little bit jittery. Yeah, so we need to tune a little bit. So we'll probably take the strength down. And then we'll just hit stabilize again. It doesn't have to analyze again. So it looks like it's really locked on. Yeah, a little bit. It's kind of locked on to the UI, but you can see the UI moving around a little bit. And it is a little bit more stable. So let's try similarity. Same settings that we had with the other one. It's going to do another analysis. Yeah, it looks like it's really primarily just like hooked on to some of these static elements and thinking the rest of the scene's not moving. So one of the things I can do is I could take some raw GoPro footage. So let me delete all this horse shit. We'll grab some raw GoPro footage. You guys are fucking shit up in there, aren't you? Little see, I keep looking over there seeing little explosions and shit. So let's see. Well, we could take, yeah, that's pretty heinous. Let's take some DJI footage. Yeah, we'll change the frame rate. What is this? Why does that get all fucked up? All right, fair enough. So now we're going to change. No, we're not. We're going to stretch that shit. We're going to do it manually. We're going to do it koala style. Or it will fill the frame. So we just come down here. Scaling. Let's do stretch. All right. So we got no stabilization. I should. That's. Oh, that's pretty long. Okay. So let's just. All right. Color page. And we'll start with perspective with all the defaults. Stabilize. Yeah, this is Resolve. This is DaVinci Resolve. It's the only thing I use. It has built-in stabilization stuff. However, the stabilization functions are for the studio version only, I believe, if I recall. Now, I believe I know some guys who know how to get the studio version or get access to the studio version that have to pay the $300 for it. It is a one-time fee of $300, but not everyone's got that laid around. However, when Resolve 19 comes out of beta, I believe Blackmagic Design is going to have a subscription model, something relatively inexpensive, a monthly subscription to get access to the studio version. Obviously, this software is not where they make their money. They make their money with cameras. Because you buy a camera, you get the software with the camera. All right, so I stabilized it best as I could. Let's have a look. And you can see it kind of like bending in the middle here. It's not terrible, but it's not great either. So let's try similarity. I'd speed this up for you, but it's going pretty fucking fast. So usually a lot faster because usually I'm only dealing with 24 frames per second shit in most of my compositions. So yeah, I mean, yes, it's yuck, but it's also one of the nice things about a subscription model for a consumer is it's a calculable cost. It becomes an operating cost instead of a capital expense if you're running a business. And it's something that can be forecasted accurately. Well, you could before everybody started just randomly jacking their prices up because COVID. Yeah, so not great. That is an option for footage that doesn't have a gyro or, any kind of black box data. So it's not fantastic. Now, there is other software out there if you want to pay even more money than what Resolve costs. There's some AI stuff out there that can do some pretty good stabilization, and it can even do it without cropping in, which boggles my mind because it regenerates the areas of the frames that would normally be cut out or cropped in. But it is super process intensive. And I don't like using it because it's so slow. And I have a really fast computer. So if I don't like it, you're going to hate it. Yeah. So I hope that answers your question there, Eric, but yeah, not too many companies are doing lifetime licensing anymore. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what? We need some fucking tunes up in this bitch. Some real tiny tunes. There we go. A little bit of stuff. Hey, Marcel, what's up, dog? So just to kind of sum things up here, we're at the top of the hour. I'm going to go sleep for 5 hours to get up in the middle of the night and work on music some more. So just to sum things up, the closer you can get to a square acquisition image with no digital distortion in your lens, the better it's going to be in post-production. So 8x7 wide, 4x3 wide, those are going to be your winners. Every action camera has a setting that is not a digital lens, because the digital lenses is nonlinear distortion, which means it's like a toroidal distortion, mushes everything up in the middle, and then ultra stretches the edges. I don't know. That's why your fucking horizon gets all S-shaped and shit. So yeah, the more square you can get it, the better it's going to be in post, especially if you need to make one piece of footage versatile for things like social media. So vertical, square. If you want to go 21:9 and put some lens effects on there, you can do that without having to actually crop, and all your perspective stays appropriate because of the distortion. Can I ask you what you think you could do better color grading and what I could do to improve on my newest video? Yeah, if maybe next week, if you want to, do I have the Google link anymore? The Google link is somewhere. I'll send you a Google Drive link where you can upload your stuff, and it won't count against your Google quota, and we'll work with your footage next week. I'm happy to do that for you, bud. So I can look at what you've done and give you my input, and then if you want, I can work directly with your footage and show you what I might do, and then you can kind of compare. How's that sound, Marcel? Yay, collab! Hey, I love this shit, you know? So, any questions on aspect ratio? Obviously, square, while it looks smaller, it's more pixels, and you want the most pixels possible in your acquisition. Well, what I'm thinking, Marcel, is because I did this for Falconrad as well, is when I get the grade done, I capture that as a power grade, and I'll send that to you, so you can see what I've done. You can play with what I've done without having to like reverse engineer it. Some of the things that I'm working on right now, I'm gonna try to show you guys how to steal Hollywood color grades. And then I also wanted to kind of feature some other colorists on the internet that I trust, that I look up to, that you might also want to throw a sub at or what have you, and expand your knowledge. I'm not the only colorist on the internet. I'm certainly not the best colorist on the internet. One thing I'm not going to do is try to get you to buy fucking NordVPN or Squarespace or Vessi Shoes or some stupid shit like that. All right, guys. That is about it for me today. I'm going to turn into a pumpkin here. So I love you all. Thanks for God damn fucking Resolve, stealing the stupid audio. Sorry about that. Yeah, so I know exactly where I left off. Thank you, I appreciate that, Bart. So yeah, gonna turn into a pumpkin here real quick. Some of the things that I want to do in the future, I think I might have already said that, but I'm gonna say it again. Teach you how to steal Hollywood grades, reverse engineer them to make your own. Not just like, hey, I got this LUT. Hey. And try to get you guys in touch with, or at least like point you in the direction of some other colors that I trust, that I look up to, who are vastly more employed than I am as a colorist. And give you other perspectives. I don't do my work the way they do their work, but their work is excellent and their methods are just as valid as mine. So that's why, like, because I've learned from so many different colors and I see everyone has their own way of doing shit. There's no wrong way to do it. There's no wrong process. There's multiple ways to get to the same outcome. So yeah, and then be sure to look on Spotify, Apple. My album's coming out on Saturday. Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, everywhere you can stream music. Even here on YouTube, you search for my name on YouTube, Joe Handcuff. In case you didn't know, you can find some of my singles. And yeah, so cool. All right, guys. Till next time. Keep standing, sit up. Okay, love you. Bye.